But if you have not done that, there is a big possibility that you are not going to push. And most
Yeah.
of the time, when you suggest something for him the first time, he's going to say no. But he wants you to come back, because you
And
coming
convince him.
back gives him the sign
So,
of,
so it
oh,
sounds like he's more data driven and fact based, right? Like, give me the data, give me the facts to go with that, and then I'll do that. What would
exactly.
you, and that's interesting as a leader, right? What would you say are some of the like cultural factors that as leaders we tend to either overlook when we roll out cybersecurity solution?
Um, I think, I've seen different kind of projects, and how, I've seen how projects were started. There's so much, believe that this project is gonna be really, really interesting, and with time they get to dump it and stuff like that. Or they're doing project that, at the end of the day, the value wasn't that great, and people, maybe the teams were not that using it as much, and with time, you just see that they drift away from using it entirely. I think it's about making sure that what you want to do is it going to add the value to the guys on ground.
Yeah.
I think this is what I've seen. I've worked with, like, in places that we are doing sub transformation projects, and you see so many tools that they've bought, and they were not really using it. You'll see different kind of, tenants of, like, seeing data collectors, different kind of stuff all over the place. And that those guys were not really using it. They even forgot that in some places they forgot about it. They have a tenant whereby they are collecting some logs, and they just, they didn't
Yeah.
touch it, they didn't do anything about it. And it's just crazy. And you just think that, oh no, why is this happening? I think it comes back to your guys. Do they understand what the use of
Makes
this is
sense.
for?
Makes sense.
And does it really make any kind of value to them? Because most of the time, the teams, if they don't see value in it, there's no point for them to, go check it or make any kind of,
Yeah. And when you
use
say
of it.
value, you mean in terms of the business, right? Or in terms of like the cultural differences and understanding even what security is. And the reason I say this is because, like I think the culture in different places has some kind of factor or play in terms of how we deal with cybersecurity, right? The problems we face in, say, Nigeria or Ghana may be different from, say, what we face in the UK or the USA. So and that's where I was going with that question. Like, do we think it makes a difference? Like, being culturally aware as a professional, like where you are, like these are the issues that they really have or face. Although we have the baseline, which is usually what every business faces as far as cybersecurity is concerned.
When it comes to, I see where the question is coming from now. When it comes to those kind of culture, I think there's no so much of difference, to be honest, right? Either in Nigeria, Ghana, UAE, or UK or US, right? I think most of the time what happens is industry, rather than,
Yeah.
where you are coming from. It doesn't matter if you are coming from Nigeria working in fintech, or you are based in London working in fintech. The same culture, is what you see all the time, right? If you are working in e-coms, maybe in US and in UK, it's almost the same all the time. That's what I've noticed, right? So there's not much of difference in it. It's more of like the industry that you tend to work in, and how things are done in those industry. Because I've seen the banking in Nigeria, for example, things they are doing, it goes along a lot with what banking here are doing. But though when it comes to the culture part of it, there are also some part of it that is a little bit, that might be different. But those are not really cybersecurity, right? It's a little bit outside of cyber. For example, how they protect your phone in London or in UK is different from the way they do in Nigeria, for
Okay.
example. I've seen situations whereby you even maybe lose your money buying stuff online to some, maybe fraudulent platform, and you can get the banks here in the UK to get the money back for you, right?
Yeah.
That might not be the case in somewhere like Nigeria, whereby if you buy something on a fraudulent website, the bank is not going to take
Yeah, there are no
responsibility.
protections in place for that,
It's
or regulations. And it's interesting because when you were talking about, I thought of the other thing, like the mobile money, like they have in which is a huge thing in Ghana, Nigeria, and like other places like, Kenya and so forth. It's a whole different kind of, threat landscape in terms of how that even handles money moves from one person to another and so forth. So yeah, absolutely. In speaking of community, I do want to touch about something because voices in cybersecurity and voices in Africa. I saw that you were one of the top 50 voices in Africa in tech. I want to hear a little bit about that. How, and first of all, congrats on that. And I just wanted to say thank you for actually being a voice in Africa in tech, especially in cybersecurity, because I do see a lot of the things that you do community wise on LinkedIn and all of those other platforms. So congratulations on that.